Nobody has walked down this street in 40 years. Not because of the weather, because of us. There are 4 more places like this one, and for each one, the same question gets a worse answer. The first one was an accident. The last one, they knew. 5 places ranked not by how bad they are, by how much we meant it. But we're coming back to the first one at the end. Something happened there that nobody predicted. April 1986. The safety test at Reactor 4 went wrong. Pripyat, a city of 49,000, was told nothing for 36 hours, then evacuated in about 3. Nobody has lived there since. The exclusion zone covers roughly 2,500 square kilometers. Cesium has a half-life of 30 years, so parts of it will be livable within a lifetime. But plutonium's half-life is 24,000 years. The worst ground won't be safe for something like 20,000. That's longer than farming, longer than writing, longer than every city that has ever existed. And nobody chose it. It was a test that went wrong on a Friday night. That's what an accident looks like. Everything after this gets smaller and worse. In 1962, Centralia, Pennsylvania set fire to its own landfill to tidy it up before Memorial Day. The fire found a coal seam underneath the town and went down. Every attempt to put it out failed. It spread under the streets. Carbon monoxide came up through basements. In 1981, the ground opened under a 12-year-old boy. A stretch of Route 61 buckled and was abandoned. For 30 years, people covered it in spray paint end to end and drove out to see it. In 2020, the owner buried it under dirt. In 1992, the state condemned every building. In 2002, the post office revoked the town's zip code. Centralia stopped having an address. Fewer than 10 people still live there. The seam underneath holds enough coal to burn for another 250 years. Centralia was one bad decision. The next place was thousands of them. Picher, Oklahoma sat on one of the richest lead and zinc deposits on Earth. For decades, it supplied metal for American wars. What it left behind were mountains of mine waste. Shag piles 10 stories high, right beside the house. The town used the stuff for driveways, for sandboxes, for grit on the school playground. By the 1990s, roughly a third of the town's kids had lead poisoning, and then engineers found something worse than the poison. The mines below had been dug so extensively that the ground could collapse. Whole streets were sitting on a shell, and the companies that dug them were long gone. In May 2008, an EF4 tornado came through Picher. It killed 6 people and destroyed around 200 homes. The government bought the whole town out. Everyone left. Picher was disincorporated in 2009, and there is no date for when anyone can go back. Nobody planned Picher. The next one was planned. The Aral Sea was the 4th largest lake in the world, 68,000 square kilometers. It had a fishing fleet, ports, and landed 40,000 tons of fish a year. In the 1960s, Soviet planners diverted both rivers, feeding it into irrigation canals to grow cotton in a desert. They understood the sea would shrink. They judged the cotton worth more. By 2014, the eastern basin was gone. What's left is a salt desert with a name, the Aral Sea, the newest desert on Earth and entirely man-made. The port town of Moynak had a cannery and a harbor. The ships are still there. They are sitting in sand, more than 100 kilometers from the nearest water. And the seabed did not go quiet. Wind picks up salt and pesticide dust off the dry floor and carries it into towns for hundreds of kilometers. It is in the drinking water. It is in people's lungs. The sea left. What was dissolved in it stayed. Though in the north, Kazakhstan built a dam. The water came back. The fish came back. It is about 5% of the sea that used to be there. The Aral was a decision. The last one was a decision made while people were already dying. Wittenoom, Western Australia. For 23 years it mined blue asbestos, the most dangerous variety there is. tailings were spread through the town, on the roads, in the school playground. Around 2,000 workers and residents have died of asbestos-related disease, and the dangers of blue asbestos were being documented in medical journals, while the disease is slow. Mesothelioma can take decades to appear, sometimes more than 50 years. The people who breathed that dust as children were diagnosed as grandparents. The toll is still being counted. Asbestos fibers don't break down. There's no half-life here. What's in that soil now will be in it in 10,000 years. A few people refused to leave anyway. The last resident was moved out in 2022. She'd lived there most of her life. So Australia deleted it. Power was cut. The town was gazetted in 2007 and removed from official maps. It isn't that you shouldn't go to Wittenoom. Officially, Wittenoom isn't there. Now, the first one, Chernobyl. Something has been living there this whole time. Wolves, boar, elk, wild horses brought in as an experiment that simply stayed. Wolf numbers inside the zone run more than 7 times those of the protected reserves around it. In 1998, someone released a handful of endangered Przewalski's horses into the zone to see what would happen. Nobody managed them. Nobody fed them. They are still there, and there are more of them now. It turns out that for most living things, 20,000 years of radiation is a smaller problem than people. We didn't make these places uninhabitable. We made them uninhabitable for us. One of them is coming back. A dam, 4 years, and $86 million. But the easiest one on the list. There are hundreds more of these. Smaller, quieter, closer. What's the one near you?